hungry. I'm hungry. This is really sweet. Look one more. I don't know if I can do it. This is like really shocking me. I'm gonna just sit down. Wait a minute. So like the one video is like uploading. So hopefully it'll upload and everything. I think I'm looking to like try to like channel different energy and everything right now. But now it seems like there's whatever like set energy. More so like maybe something is set to happen. Oh, those cookies is good. Wow. They're just so good. And those other cookies, those are so good. Oh yeah. Since those was from the Netherlands, now people's gonna be existing from out their countries, and it's gonna be seen. If anything is not good, it's only gonna be the horrible ass racism people things. But to be honest, there could be that worldwide migration stuff probably gonna happen. And that's probably not fake. But that's really what's gonna go on now. The worldwide migration. So now if anybody smoke weed, somebody gotta think, what did that even mean? This shit is not fake. It's gonna happen. So now somebody gotta guess what they think will go on. It's just gonna be racism. But what they's gonna do, whatever, like, I don't know what this stuff gonna go like or whatever. I don't know how this stuff might be said or something. I don't know. It's too shocking a little. But now whatever people thinks that might even be in whatever attitude thinks, if anything's negative, it's only gonna be racism people thinks. So now somebody don't have to think, oh, was anybody ever acting like this so much? Oh, did they try to act like this? Oh, well, maybe they thought this or not. If it's anything negative, it's only going to be the racism things for horror. So in New York, what if somebody lived in New York and they said, wow, it's 2026. What would they think could go on if it was racism and they's living in New York? What would I think about that? I'm going to think about that. And I would just think, well, I guess they're just supposed to do that. They're going to talk to the racism people. And whatever will happen, they're going to have to set the stuff up. When things happen, things is going to have to be that Probably that people is working because now that shit's just gonna have to go on. Cause shit's too shocking. And now the shit could go on now. That shit just is not fake. I'm gonna close the door so it's too shocking. But I was at the Publix and this one bitch was talking, this one female, and then what the bitch said, the bitch sounded shocking. Like if I watch one of the movies and then somebody's talking and it just seems shocking, and then I could think, dang, or something. Then I could think, ooh, if something maybe it could be a certain way, that sure would be shocking. That's how the whole sounded, but the bitch was in the store. But the bitch supposed to have been working in the store. What it is, I'm not gonna argue what I think. I'm just gonna think that if I say anything, I'll say it, and it might could ever go on maybe. So I'll think like that, so I don't have to think to argue if I say up anything. But they gonna bring back all the sports stuff, but that shit ain't finna be fake. But they probably gonna have people existing fully and be able to have full lives off their life, no matter like their life that they's living. So like that's why the stuff ain't gonna be funny. So now like all the southern states, the racism people, if there's people in the southern states and if they talk and they have accents, the racism people will go insane horrible. They will go insane horrible. And just go insane horrible. And they will be upset. That shit's not fake. Cause then they think how people's talking, they trying to sound like that for fun. Ooh. But the racism people, they just gonna go insane. And in like Illinois, they're just supposed to do segregation. They're just supposed to have segregation. Then in Alabama, they're just supposed to have segregation. Here in Florida, this is if it's living here. But what they's gonna do, they gonna do some with some migration stuff gonna go on. That shit ain't fake. So the stitch things, they gonna go insane horrible. They're not gonna be able to watch no movies. But their energy might be set like they could be tough or something. But they can't even watch no movies. Like they'll have a reaction. Right, if I go outside in this area, right, there's usually sometimes like there's noise out or something certain time. But those things over there, they's not regular. They're gonna be racist and people things. But it's gonna be the migration. That shit is not fake. So it already feel like it's gonna be the migration. That shit's just not fake. Whatever the fuck shit is, the shit's over with now. Now the shit's really over. It's gonna be that migration gonna go on. That shit's not fake. So if they ever had the Black Hollywood, then somebody said, oh, that's it. So somebody do the acting. Then somebody say, oh, that's it. But somebody know maybe that's something that could go on. Now there's gonna be something go on. It's called migration. And everybody gonna be migrating to a new country, but it ain't gonna be nothing but the horrible ass racism people is there. And they're gonna go insane. Horrible. It's gonna be the migration. That shit ain't fake. Because whatever the fuck shit is, the stuff is already set a certain way now. So the shit's just not fake. So how does stuff seem like this and that, but maybe that's not that? That's how the stuff is gonna fucking be. This shit ain't gonna be good. This shit ain't gonna be good. This shit ain't good. And then they make like whatever people think. You see, like now it's noise, but what's the point of there being noise if everybody just be on their phone? Don't nobody freak out about nothing. When everybody just go on their phone regardless, that's why it can seem like what the hell ain't nothing gonna happen maybe. Or then even if anything, everybody's just on their phone. Whatever it is gonna be, the migration stuff gonna go on. That shit is not fake. It's over. It's gonna be the migration. So now the horrible ass racism things might will pop out. And they's gonna know they's horrible. And they's gonna know that they's being viewed like horrible. So that one kid thing that was in that store thing, they gonna be turned into a racism thingy. That one dude thingy that was running around in there. That shit ain't fake. The things go insane horrible. Am I thinking that the thing is going insane or not? Because something is going on horrible. They got whatever not normal ass people things. And they's not regular. When they get around somebody, this shit ain't normal. Cause they ain't regular. This shit ain't good. So ain't no way I'm gonna try to guess what they might think of. But they might act like they wear whatever clothes. Like they's regular, but they's not. That shit ain't good. So all them things gonna get ready to turn into things. Somebody better know that shit ain't gonna be fake. But this shit gonna be the migration stuff. But now what do I think for the migration? If I was to think about it. Well, if it's gonna be the worldwide migration, then I don't know. Whatever it is, it's gonna be the racism stuff. So if I think for the migration, what would I think of? I think is to do like combine all them countries up and then pick whatever country flags from out their country. And then the racism people from out their country, they supposed to be tough for their country, but then they would be upset. Cause then a whole bunch of other people from different countries would be there. Then they would want to make like they from out those other countries. But they supposed to make like they wouldn't like whoever. So they supposed to act like they's rude or whatever. But then they gonna want to hang out. That shit ain't fake. That's what's going on with them things over there. Now them things want to hang out. They made like they had all their stuff. They was all tough or whatever. They was always make whatever loud sounds, closing the doors and shit constantly. Now them shits ain't got nobody driving around constantly or whatever the fuck. Cause them things is upset. They gonna turn into the racism people things. And ain't nobody gonna want to hang out with them things. And they gonna go insane horrible. But it's just realistically for the racism, for the migration stuff, the migration stuff supposed to already be racism happening up. So then like this shit is supposed to be like horror stuff. Cause everybody act like they know whatever, or they ain't shook about if somebody say anything. That's why this shit ain't finna be fake. And that's why this shit ain't gonna be funny. So whatever people thinks that's gonna be the racism people think horrible, they gonna be upset horrible. That shit's not fake. So the shit ain't gonna be fake. And then like they just gonna go insane. They not gonna feel good. Cause now ain't nobody gonna argue up they thinking junk. That's why this shit ain't finna be funny. That's why the things will go insane horrible. That's why here ain't nobody talking to the things and ain't nobody finna look at the racism people things. Anybody that's here in Florida, that's That's why the racism people think will go insane horrible. That shit is not fake. Here in Florida, wouldn't nobody talk to the racism thingies. That shit ain't fake. And nobody would even look at them. Then even if the racism people thinks hear people talking, it's gonna be different language. That shit ain't fake. Then if anybody ever says something like that, that's horror. Then if somebody says something like that, somebody just have to think, well dang, when is this stuff gonna go on? Is this stuff gonna go on? Then even if ever, somebody would still think, wow, what would happen or something. That shit is just not fake. That's why even now I wouldn't even think to rush about whatever energy. But stuff still seem like fall. And the shit is just not fake. But now I don't argue about the stuff or whatever. But whatever it is, something's happening with the things, not good. But it can seem like, oh, maybe nothing would even go on. That's why this shit ain't good. Then the thing or whatever had a reaction and run in the house. Now they want to hang out over here. This stuff is horrible, but it's too shocking to think, oh, upset about it. I try to more so think, what the hell's gonna happen for shocking? Or what could I guess? Now you just gotta start guessing stuff. No, now I'm just gonna start guessing anything. Now somebody can just guess anything. I gotta try to relax. But I don't want to think the thing upset. But I can still just think, what could I think? Anything. That's good to go on. But I don't know how they're gonna have people doing for the living ways now. But they gotta show the houses and everything. They gotta do like how people's living. That's why now it's more so about people's whole lives getting done up. Cause everybody act like they already know about everything. And ain't nobody shut. Everybody know about all the phones. Everybody know about all the apps. Everybody know about the airplane, go to the airport. Alright, whatever. Everybody already know all that. So everybody already act like they know everything. So then if anything, then somebody can say, oh, set stuff up for people to have their whole life be done up. So just do for toughness, for feeding. Feed life living. That's why now the stuff gonna be called whole life racism. Whole life racism. Then they're gonna have real racism. Then they're gonna have real life racism clothing brand. That shit ain't fake. That shit's not gonna be fake. Then they're gonna have whole life racism. I'm not fucking showing my notebook that I got. I wrote stuff down and everything. I'm not showing that. I don't need to show that. I already know what I wrote down and stuff. Right, but this stuff gonna be extremely sexual. I ain't never been with anybody. If I'm out and nobody says anything to me, but I know I've seen sexual stuff, then I know that I've seen it. I know I would like to see visually, but I might not be acting like my energy's sexual. Like, oh, like I'm feeling like, oh, God, let me get somebody's butt. My energy ain't acting like that. But I've seen pictures and stuff and videos of people's butts and everything. That shit ain't fake. And somebody open up their butt and squeezing it and everything, like doing it good. And I like certain visuals. So I know I like visually, but I'm not like, oh, let me be around whoever. I don't stress about it because it's not that serious ever. Even if anything, in general. Even if anything, even for real. But I don't have to think anything like, I don't say that hateful or something. Because everybody has their stuff and everything. So if I ever say something to somebody, it's just for like 2 minutes or something. That's just not fake. But that's just in general, regardless. right? So then I just have my Spotify and all that. That's all I've been doing. But now I done forgot what I was talking about. Right there, I said it could be racism stuff. That shit might not be fake. God, just how all the stuff just been seeing me. This shit's just gonna go on. But even still, it just seems just for so horror. So I still just guess about it. That shit ain't fake. But now I'm about to go to bed. This phone, what it is, like I had this fucking marijuana gummy holding this fucking phone shit. It's fucking with me bad. This shit ain't fake. This shit's hurt my fucking eyeballs and jump. Oh, hell no. Wow, mama. Wow, mom. Mom. No, there's something on my arm. I have some type of scratch or something on my arm. What's going on? What go on? What go on? What go on? Right, but I'm just here. I'm just sitting here. So either way, I'm never around anybody. So if anybody sees these videos, I sure as fuck don't know what to fucking say about it. Somebody still got their phone. If somebody just texts, regardless. That's what I'm saying. So I'm just holding my phone talking, but something seems like it's gonna go on. But I don't have time to think if I'm talking. It might have somebody hold their phone or whatever if they text. Because don't nobody say anything to me anyway. Then if anything, somebody already got their stuff or whatever. Don't nobody care that much. And I don't care either. But I don't even care to think to say something. Because it wouldn't even be. Go, ain't none of this stuff or whatever. When I'm around anybody. You know what I'm saying? Everybody got their own stuff only. And if I say something to somebody, it's not so much. So it ain't even something not to even for me to say anything up. That's why I can't think argue so much. Only to think of one of the most horrible things if this stuff was just racism stuff and people be put in the microwave or wherever. And this stuff be for different language. Cause they might have wherever people things out that could get upset if somebody don't like how they act. But then they wouldn't even care anyway. They would act like they's upset or rude. So they already don't even understand somebody. So who cares or whatever. This shit's just more so horrified shit. Then I know if I say that, somebody would make like they don't know what I'm saying. So it's not even actual. That's why I'm just making these videos. I'm putting it on a computer to see. But it just still seems like something is happening. Or even still, it just seems shocking. But regardless, I don't fit in with anybody if they talk so much. Regardless. To even think of somebody's life. Or to even think that I'm cussing or whatever the fuck. This shit ain't even make sense or whatever. What the hell? What the hell am I talking about? You forget about it. I know what the hell gonna go on. What the hell gonna go on? What the hell gonna go on? Whatever it is, I did my hair and stuff. So like now the energy's so calming. It's just not fake. Cause I have like good energy and everything. My energy is good. Look at my arm. Oh my god. Look at my hair now. Look at my head. Oh, come on. Oh. Oh. No, I'm really tired. I actually don't feel like talking. So yeah, if anybody sees videos, I sure as like all the shit I ever see anybody do is walk around and have a phone in their hand. Then I gotta think if I sit here, I gotta think to try to guess how somebody else act or whatever. That shit don't even make sense. What the hell? What the hell? See, I feel so tired and stuff. That shit is not funny. I think maybe I did my hair and everything. I'm about to knock out. And I haven't done my hair in like a year and a half. That's just not fake. And when I used to do my hair, I felt like I was so fat. Now I feel fat and everything. That's what I'm saying. I was getting tired. Like having to even try to just twist up my hair is making me feel so tired and everything. Now I've done it and I don't know what to do. Realistically, I gotta put on this headscarf I got. The video might will cut off because I have two separate sections. No, I've got a lot of like work avenues going on right now. So I have to like rotate all my stuff I got. Look at my head. You think it look like I'm texting? I gotta think I got oh yeah, talk. Oh yeah, talk. Nobody will fucking. They got like this shit, like whatever people think, gonna be angry if somebody don't act or whatever. I don't know what the hell gonna go on. What's gonna go on? That shit's gonna go on. See, like this headscarf is like. Look at my head. Look, I braid my hair. Look how my hair is looking. Look at this side. Look at my head. Now look at my head. Now look at my head. Now look. But I gotta put on this headscarf. Look how my head is looking. I gotta go to bed. But what other headscarf can I even put on? I gotta get out of here. Oof. See, now I gotta go to the bathroom and stuff. I gotta go to the bathroom. I gotta go poop poop. I gotta go pee pee. Pee pee. No, but I think the most shockingest thing is if somebody like get upset if they's around me, then they'll freak out. But then they'll act like, they might feel like I'm fun or something, so they wouldn't want me to take whatever like energy so serious or something. Cause then somebody might want to try to like reason with me or something. But if I think for anything negative, I just think somebody would be a racism thing. I'm not arguing how somebody act or whatever. Then I could think, what the hell am I talking about? Even if it was the racism things for horror, that shit would still be horror. But even still, I still don't fit in with anybody if they's fucking talking or whatever. And then ain't nothing going on. I'm not going out anywhere. Then even if I'm putting these videos on YouTube stuff, ain't nobody gonna say anything. So this is more so just for me looking at the phone and stuff. So I don't need to think, oh, is somebody gonna say, oh, whatever. Ain't nobody gonna even talk to me. Then if I do talk to somebody, they just would act like, for me to want to act like how they act or whatever, and just get upset or whatever. But then I could think, what the hell am I talking about? I don't even fit in anybody for them to even fucking have a reaction or whatever the fuck. What the hell? What the hell? I don't even like go out doing any of that texting stuff. I don't even do any of that stuff or whatever. Or go out doing all that texting junk. I barely send text messages. And then I'm not on like whatever app stuff things to like constantly be on the phone constantly only. But maybe I like, oh, I'm like I don't know how anybody can ever act. But they still have whatever people just be on the phone. I don't fit with anybody. Regardless how they might act or whatever. This shit is just not fake. But I don't cuss up about anybody. I don't have time or whatever. Like, I ain't never got mad at like nobody put out music songs or something. I never was like, oh, did they try to I never said, oh, did they try to raise $50? Did they try to waste $50? I never ever might have said that. Maybe somebody said, oh, they have a song. Or oh, it's somebody singing. I might not have said, I might not have ever said, oh, did the bitch try to go to the store? Did the bitch try to go to the store? I might have just listened to whatever song. I might not have said, oh, did the bitch try to go there? Or whatever the fuck. I don't know. Now it seems like if I look at anything or something now, or certain things out, or whatever energy now, it seems like I gotta think up so much or whatever the fuck. But then it could seem not good or whatever. Then I could think if anything is not good, I wouldn't want to think like stress about it or whatever. If something's so not good or whatever, then I could think what the hell's going on or whatever the fuck. Cause they ain't add none of that music. Then they done changed how that Ariana Grande person looked. So I don't know why the hell that happened. Then they ain't got nobody out or whatever. So then if somebody think this is say to see that, somebody like they don't even care because it's just be on the phone thing. Or like everybody's just on the phone thing. The shit ain't been regular, but now the shit is too shocking for me to try to describe the shit up, to argue about it. I'm just guessing what I think is shocking. So now I'm just looking at the phone. But I probably do feel different. But now I'm like older now. So that's what I'm trying to say. But I'm still relaxing. So there could be somebody see my stuff on here. There could be somebody not see my stuff on here. My stuff I got. Stuff I got. Somebody could see my stuff. Somebody see my stuff. You feel how I'm feeling? I got fucking laid out. I don't know what to fucking say. Sorry about it. I'm about to knock out. This is really actually supposed to be not documented on the phone, but I'm gonna put it on the phone on the computer. But you see, my energy is different now. I done braided my hair. I done braided up my whole head. I did it, and I ain't braided my hair in like over a year and stuff. That's why like my energy is more so like, oh yeah, come on. But that's why it seemed like if there's any reaction, John, wouldn't nobody want to have some shit like that happen. That shit wouldn't be good. I don't know if that shit gonna go on or whatever. But all that certain stuff, I'm not gonna argue this stuff now. No, I'm not gonna argue. God, I don't know. But I'm trying to think for shocking. But now it's gonna be like food mafia and stuff. But the mafia, that shit ain't gonna be fake, and the shit ain't gonna be funny. So a lot of the racism people think is gonna be done up horrible and shit. Right then, the one kid at the store that's supposed to be rude, they gonna be turned into a racism thingy. But I gotta think if I were to say that to that kid would say I'm not acting like the Derek Jeter dude. So the kid wouldn't give a fuck. Or maybe that I would think, oh, maybe because I'm not acting like the Derek Jeter guy, the dude wouldn't give a fuck. Or I don't know about the Derek Jeter dude's stat scores. Or if I even said that at all, I don't give a fuck or whatever about that new thing. I would think that kid thing turns to a thing. And the one other thing that was in that restaurant and all them do thingies. I don't give a fuck about them. They only like act off the sports stuff horrible, and then like they get upset horrible if somebody don't act how they act or whatever for the fuck shit they look at on their phone. So then if somebody just try to say something to them, they say something rude horrible. Right, there was a thing at the Domino's thing. they got upset horrible. And they was on their phone. They was acting like they was on their phone, like they was upset. But they want somebody to hear them be on their phone. But then they act like they don't give a fuck about whoever the fuck that they's trying to act rude to. Or even if the energy seem like that, then they act like they don't give a fuck. But now all them people who want to hang out, if anything negative, whatever, people just gonna be turn into whatever horrible ass racism people thinks. But with none of them things want any other shit to be set separate. But it will be, and they're gonna go insane horrible. That shit is not fake. That's why now the things if somebody lives somewhere, somebody can run out and just start screaming and stuff. Now soon the news gonna have them racism people things on there. The racism people shit for horrible that shit's about to happen. The horrible ass racism people things they's about to happen. They's about to exist out. But they get upset if somebody don't act how they act. They'll get upset. They get upset horrible. Then they start making a whole bunch of sounds and stuff. But what it is, they're gonna know that they's horrible and stuff. So they're not gonna want that shit to be. That's why like there might be some energy like, oh, don't nobody want no problems or whatever. Or there just seems like there's some type of energy like that. Cause they have whatever people out, like they didn't give a fuck or whatever. Now ain't none of them people things out so much. But now they starting to come back out a little. Right? Then they's not showing all them horrible ass commercials so much. They showing more regular commercials a little. They's not showing just the horrible ass commercial things only. But the energy ain't been in the horrible ass energy jump. That shit is not fake. So all them things they gonna start going insane horrible now. That shit is not fake. But they get upset horrible if somebody don't act how they act. That shit is not fake. But now now it could be somebody like pull up whatever car or whatever and like maybe blast whatever music or something. But that shit don't make any sense if somebody do that. Even if somebody's supposed to be so tough. Because I know I'm living for good. So if somebody were to do something and try to be over here to be rude, they would be turned into a racism thingy. And I would just look at whoever like, oh, they're gonna be turned into a thing for horrible and be put in a thingy. Wow, that shit ain't funny. But they got the stuff set like, or the stuff has been set like somebody would only believe somebody if they only say whatever off their phone. Or the shit gotta sound like, oh, whatever, fuck shit, how somebody act for whatever they's doing up. But if somebody try to say something up, somebody might act like they don't know because that ain't what they's act like on their phone for their slang stuff things. But somebody could be trying to tell somebody maybe something's going on or whatever for like horror. Even if just to think to say something. But the stuff must be horror. The stuff is gonna be horror. I don't know what to do. So you see, I only have a little marijuana. If somebody's over here with me, the only way somebody could be around here is if they's good. I'm not being near anybody. But now it seemed like outside, like don't nobody want to be outside or whatever. Or something seemed like that. But I gotta think, oh, that ain't true. Because everybody just be on the phone, so would nobody care or whatever. Or oh, with no energy or be like that, because only on the phone. It's only be on the phone. But like, just be texting stuff or whatever. But what it is, even still, what if anything was like that? Then I could think, well, maybe some could be for horror. Cause maybe do that make sense or not? Then I think maybe that seemed horror. Maybe. Or maybe that could be horror. But you see now it's like noise and stuff. But whatever it is, the stuff ain't gonna be good. But now the stuff seemed too shocking. Now somebody say, well, what the hell gonna go on ever? What the hell? But whatever it is, those people things, they wouldn't want to be in them house things. That shit's just not fake. And they're gonna get upset. They're gonna start going insane. So you see how now it's noise? Cause this shit ain't gonna be good. You see how now it's noise? You hear that? But those things, they's not regular. But they supposed to already have their stuff or whatever. But it seemed like somehow like they freak out horrible. Or their energy ain't regular. So you see how now it's noise? But I think those people things are not regular. And then they freak out if somebody do not act how they act. Something's not normal. Them things ain't regular. But I think them things are set off the phone stuff. So they get excited for all the stuff off the phone stuff. So that they set like that or whatever. So if they get near somebody, they go insane horrible. They's not regular. The people things over there. No, because what it is, the things they's not gonna be able to live out here. They will go insane because they will want to hang out. That white fence back there, that's not their property. They gonna go insane horrible. They's not gonna be comfortable where they's at. But they make like they was so tough or whatever. That shit's not good. But they set like off that phone or whatever for not good somehow. So they like react or something if they see people. Or like they think like they get excited or something is not regular. Something is not good. But the things will get upset, but then they act like they don't care or whatever. So you see how now it's noise out? But it's just more so like horror junk fuck shit. But some of the shit, even if it's just horror fuck shit, then it's just like horror junk things that go on or whatever the fuck out here. Cause whatever people think that's in them house things, they's not normal. No, the people things, they's not regular. They's not. But the shit is not fake. They's some stitch people thingies. And them things ain't regular, like they freak out bad. So now something has happened. Some of them things had them freaked out, had a reaction. I don't think that shit is fake. And they can't have no marijuana. But they could be turned into the racism things. I don't know. But this shit ain't gonna be good. No, this shit ain't good. This stuff ain't gonna be good. But something happens with those things, it's not regular. Then if they get around people, they get upset. Horrible. Then they have a reaction. But they do that, whatever their reaction is supposed to be like threatening. That shit is not fake. It's just horrible. But then the things, whatever people that's gonna be turned into the racism people, they's not gonna want anything to be negative. That shit is not fake. That shit is not fake. But they said like they get upset or whatever. This shit is just not good. But then they wanna hang out. But who cares now? Now ain't nobody gonna keep guessing the jump. Here in Florida, ain't nobody gonna say anything to the things. So they gonna have reactions. Now what do somebody think will happen if they have a reaction? You think people will look at them if they have a reaction? Cause now they'll have reactions from people not looking at them or saying anything. They're gonna have reactions. What do you think will happen? Now I don't know. I think something will happen. They're gonna get put in a thing, and when none of them things want that shit, so they's gonna try not to have no reaction. That shit's not fake. But now the things ain't gonna be doing good. What it is, the stuff is not fake. The stuff is horror, and the shit's actually not fake. Now the things, whatever people thinks are happening out there have not been regular. It's just true that nowadays gonna start having reactions. But when they turn into the racism people things, if they have reactions, they's gonna be putting whatever things or whatever, and they will not want that. So they's not gonna want to have reactions, and they's gonna try not to be rude or whatever. Cause if they's rude or whatever, they get put in a thingy. And they would not want to be put in a thingy. So when, right, everybody that's living with skin color, nobody will talk to any of the racism people. But the racism people will be around. But when nobody look at the racism people, but the racism people will be working and all that in different working places. But if they have reaction, they gonna be putting a thingy. So they would not want to have that shit go on. So the racism people out, they gonna try to exist out. They not gonna want anything to be negative. They wouldn't want to be around and have a reaction. So now them people think it's gonna turn into racism people, but they would not want to have no reactions. They's gonna start having racism people be on the news. They gonna have racism news reporter things. But there ain't nobody finna say anything to the racism people things. Now what if they had a Jehovah's Witness? You think they gonna say, oh, talk to the racism things for the Jehovah's Witness? No, because the racism people is not good. So wouldn't nobody, if even the people was in the Jehovah's Witness, if it was any racism people for horrible, nobody that's living that would be living, anybody that would be living with skin color, if they was let's say anybody that's living in their high skin color. Let's say somebody's living and they's living and they's living with skin color. They have skin color. They's alive. They's living. That's how they's living, and they have skin color. And they said Jehovah's Witness. If there was racism, people things were horrible, they wouldn't talk to any of the races. People things were horrible. Could be said that they's not good, but they might would just want to do good or whatever. But they might not even care that much or whatever in their energies somehow. Even if they might make like it, because maybe their energy is only but so much. So they ain't that good or whatever. The racism things. I don't know what the hell is gonna go on, but this shit ain't gonna be good. I don't know what the hell's gonna go on, but they gotta. You think they? Well, this stuff ain't gonna be. Well, I don't know what the hell gonna go on. But what was I talking about? If it's racism. But this shit now seems too shocking. Because then sometimes I think, if I talk about it, am I arguing? It just seems too shocking sometimes. So I just want to think that if I do think to say anything, that I could try to relax it. Oof. Oh my God. Whatever it is, the energy things where it seemed like, some seem not regular, what's going on? And then it's been said, that energy gonna turn into whatever horrible ass racism people thinks. That shit is not fake. Because now there seems like some type of energy that's more so out and stuff. When like people's around here making noise and stuff. Some seem like what the hell or whatever. Or some seem not good. It's gonna be whatever horrible ass racism people thinks. That shit's just not fake. So like the energy is like scary out. Because the stuff gonna go on. But they gotta do the stuff they gotta do for people living jobs and stuff. If anything negative, is only the racism stuff. The racism people things. So the things is gonna be upset horrible. It's gonna be different language. So ain't nobody finna say anything to the things. Look, oh my God, look at my eye. Oh my God. Look how I'm looking. Oh my God. No, what it is, there's some type of energy spirit want me to do all this on the phone. This shit is just not. That is not fake. That is not fake. That's what I'm saying. That's how I know we be putting these videos on the phone ain't funny. There's just other energy forces that I feel sometimes. That shit's just not fake. And then I don't know if that's true. That's why I try to think for good and stuff. I don't want to focus on whatever negative things. Now, to think, whatever. But then even still, I try to think, if there's negative thingies, what's going to happen with the things now? So, like, whatever it is, like, let me check the time. So, it's close to 6 o'clock. So, but I said, it's a daylight savings. It's going to cause for more insane energy. That shit is not fake. That shit is not fake. That shit is not fake. So, the energy is, like, insane and stuff. So the stitch things, them people thinks it's gonna start turning into stitch things. So it could seem like the stitch things is regular, but they might say something that just don't seem normal, or they could get upset easily or something. Look at my arm. But if they out of churches, if it's any negative attitudes, the only negative attitudes, it really, somebody could say maybe no matter if it was, it wasn't. But if anything, it just be different language. So I know what's gonna go on. The stuff gonna be scary. So I gotta get out of here. Realistically, I'm just gonna relax. I'm probably still gonna say what things might would seem like and stuff. But what it is, I've just like said this on the phone. But whatever the stuff is, it ain't gonna be good. Cause look, now it's raining and stuff. When it rains and everything, shit out here is just make things like, excuse me, seem like shocking. But I think now it's too much to think, decipher this and that. The stuff's over with. The conclusion is, if anything, everybody just go on their phone. So now somebody just think, what do they think could be so shocking to ever go on? So then is a whole bunch of noise gonna be out or not? Then it don't make sense or whatever when everybody just be on their phone regardless. But the energy gonna go back to regular, and that's it. So now somebody could just think, what do they want to have go on? But somebody could be watching these videos. You see the shocking ass picture I took? So I don't know what's gonna go on. What gonna go on? What gonna go on?